morning. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Monday, November 9th, 2020. We're about 9:35 in the morning. You know, this morning at about I want to say not even then, maybe 5:45 in the morning, I was putting out the morning update and all of a sudden the markets were going crazy right in front of me, and I was talking about it and I couldn't figure it out, and I was questioning what it was because there was nothing on the news yet about it that I could make out. And as it turns out, it was from Pfizer with Biogen, and they were talking that they had over 90% rate of curing the virus. What do you say? The stock markets exploded. You've been everywhere in the NASDAQ because, and maybe that's what we should do this morning, just talk about this. Obviously, this is bullish world economies. Forget just the U.S., it's world economies. It takes out the bid in the gold market, that if there was a bid, if you think about it, for this is going to go on and on. Silver getting dragged down with it, but I question that because as long as copper stays up, and this move in copper is nothing short of just take a look. Very good at staying strong. So while the other metals are getting down, I question that the industrial metals will stay down that much. In the energy markets, if the world is going to get back to normal, and I think it will if this is the real breakthrough that they say it is, and I watched the news conference from the CEO of Pfizer, and it over 90% reliability from children to people 80s, all the way through every spectrum. We were hoping for 50, 60%. This is 90. And this thing could be rolled out at the end of the month. Well, that changes air travel, the cruise industry. I can go on and on, all the things that does. The bonds are telling you this too. The bonds and the notes, they're saying, well, maybe the Fed doesn't have to keep up this easing the way that it's done in that mass. Well, I don't buy into that. The Fed wants inflation to come in and the economy to get onto its feet. I don't think it changes anything that we're going to get relief packages from the government, maybe not for COVID, but certainly to spur on the economy. That could be the change there. Nothing changes in the grain markets over that. It's people still need to eat, and away you go. You get a good-sized reaction out of Bitcoin off of the people buying this because they were worried about COVID, and that worry may be something in the past. And of course, I want to come back to the stock market because what it means is, and you see this already in the Dow, the Dow's at a new all-time high. Now, it's given up 700 points off the high, 650 off the high already, but that's a certain amount of emotion, a certain amount of short covering, a certain amount of this and that. Whatever it is, let's understand. This is the crossroad back to a more normal, in fact, a normal world. It's not just in the United States. It's everywhere. Yes, it'll take time to get it to everybody. Yes, you got to ramp up production. It's a two-shot deal from everything that I'm reading, and that's fine. What are the time between the shots? So if you get 1 million doses, that's only for what, 500,000 people? So take your numbers up as to what you've got to get with it. The dollar gets the first immediate bid off of this because it'll be here first, and Europe gets, if you will, the second part of that. But everybody gets a benefit, and it's so hard to think after roughly 8 months or so that we've gone through this, that it does mean that next year is a much more normal world. Restaurants, they're going to be able to reopen. Movie theaters, plays, I can go on and on. That movement out of the city, well, comes back. Now the question is, Pfizer has to watch this for 2 years to see the impact of it. That's what they've decided to do, which makes all the sense in the world. But the immediate impact on the markets, people have to think it through. Nobody that I know of is ready for this to just come about this way with the if you will, the combination of the election, the combination of this all at one time. It's almost as though President Trump had said we would get this in November, and here we are getting it in November. What does it mean for the COVID task force? So you got to think it through. What are you trading right now? More emotion. The markets that won't be that impacted by it are going to be markets like the grain markets, the coffee, the cocoa, the sugar. Those won't be. The financial markets are. Take that into your consideration. I'm Ira Epstein, sort of a special update for you. Have a great day, and I will see you all later in the day as I figure out what this all means in our market wrap-ups. Take care.